Hey guys, welcome back everybody. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, today I have a special scenario for you. And scenario is a router on a stick without VLANs. First of all, let me ask you one question. And guys, this is network engineer interview question. Yesterday, one of my paid student received this question in interview. And he's here question with me and I thought to make one video on it. Question is, can I configure router on a stick without VLANs? First of all, let me tell you about this scenario. After that, again, I will come to this question. See, for an example, you are a network engineer working with a simple small office network where the goal is to segment two department, right? For an example, this is HR department, this is IT department. So you need to segment two department, maybe for the security or to configure policies between these two department, or you want to control any type of traffic. Maybe you want to isolate the traffic of one department, but the company has issue with budget. Company cannot afford layer 3 switch, multi-layer switch here, even not layer 2 switch. This is unmanageable switch. This is unmanageable switch. We cannot configure this switch. And you know, unmanageable switch does not support VLAN tagging. VLAN tagging. Even the VLAN creation means on this unmanageable switch we cannot create the VLAN. It cannot perform VLAN tagging, right? Because company has issue with the budget, right? They cannot afford MLS switch here, or even the manageable L2 switch, for an example. So in this case, all the LAN devices are connected together through one unmanageable switch. And then for the internet access, the unmanageable switch is connected to router, and then router is connected to internet. So question is, can I configure router in a stick in this scenario? And if you are a network engineer, if you are working in the industry, please share your answer in the comment section. Stop this video, share your answer in the comment section, and then again you can start watching it, right? If you will share your answer, guys, here in the comment section, definitely at the time of interview, if interviewer will ask you these types of question, you can answer them very easily, right? So instead of just watching the video, try to participate in Q&A, right? In the comment section you can ask the question, and definitely you should ask question, right? If I am asking any question, then definitely you should share the answer. So this is about my network design description. As you can see, I have one router R1 which is connected to internet, right? This is my WAN interface, and this is LAN interface. LAN interface is connected to one unmanageable switch where we cannot create the VLAN. And after that, I have two departments, right? In the LAN side, here I have two PCs in department 1, let's say in HR department, and two PCs here in the different department, let's say IT department. Done. For the internet connectivity, here we have WAN link. You can see F1/0 of router is connected to internet, right? So we need segmentation first of all. So for segmentation, you can say that what I will do here, I will create two sub interface, right? One sub interface, let's say F0/0.1 and F0/0.2, right? For the segmentation. And I will configure this subnet on this interface, on this sub interface, and this subnet on this sub interface. Means we are segmenting the network at layer 3, not at layer 2. VLAN segment the network at layer 2. VLAN is used to divide large broadcast domain into a smaller broadcast domain logically at layer 2, right? VLAN is used to make a logical group of devices at layer 2. Means we are dividing a large segment, large network into multiple smaller part at layer 2 virtually, logically. That is VLAN only. And here, if we are creating two sub interface, that means we are dividing this L3 interface into two different L3 interface virtually. The single physical L3 interfaces is there on router, and we are dividing it virtually. So we will have two L3 link. Question is, can this scenario work, right? If I will configure this subnet over here and this subnet over here, and I will configure the gateway on these two PCs which is running on F0/0.1, and the gateway on these PCs which is running on F0/0.2, will this work? right? Can these two departments communicate? Can these two departments access internet? This is your question. After that, second question can be, okay, if it is not possible without VLAN, if we cannot configure the router on a stick without VLAN, if we cannot configure, then what can be the solution? And you need to keep in mind one thing, that is budget issue. Company has very low budget, company cannot afford the expensive devices. Then what can be the solution, right? For you, interviewer can give you the limitation that company can't afford L3 switch or even manageable layer 2 switch. Okay, so your solution can be router on a stick. You can say, let's configure router on a stick here on the router. Question, for the router on a stick, whenever you will create the sub interface, right, you have to configure the encapsulation for VLAN, right? And sub interface will work with your .1 q or ISL header, but this unmanageable switch cannot support that. So in that case, will it work? Will this scenario work? Option, first solution, option 1, you can very easily answer to the interviewer that just do one thing, just add one more unmanageable switch, right? If you have budget issue, add one more unmanageable switch, connect department 1 with manageable switch, unmanageable switch 1, and department 2 devices to unmanageable switch 2, and one link over here. Now we have two physical L3 port on router, right? Guys, again, this scenario, this design can be expensive because we need more port on the router. Maybe there are only 2 ports, so you have to add the slot here on the router, and then you have to maybe add the SFP port, right? And any kind of connector, then some extra cables are required, and one unmanageable switch is required, right? Instead of unmanageable switch, here you can have also have hub. So unmanageable switch or hub can be is not the costly device, but you need one extra port on the router, you need some extra cable and some extra configuration on the router. Definitely you need better router. Okay, then another second solution can be what? Keep one switch but two sub interface, and your switch should be manageable switch, normally used in VLAN case, right? If we can create the VLAN over here, then all the problem will solved. Then all the problem will solve. First of all, let me do one thing. If you are not able to answer to these types of question, then first let me implement the configuration in this scenario, guys. Let me access the routers, and if you will share your answer in the comment section, definitely I will check your answer. If you guys will share the wrong answer, or maybe you need more explanation, then definitely I will make one more video, right? So that's why I'm saying, requesting you to share your answer. Let me configure the internet router interface F0/0 no cert, and IP address. Here I'm going to configure 200.1.1.2 255.255.255.0, and let me create one loopback here for the server interface loopback 1, and IP address, let's say 8.8.8. you can assume one server is connected on internet with IP 8.8.8. that's it on the internet router. Now we'll not configure anything. Now let me access R1, and first let me configure the WAN link of R1. Config T interface F1/0 1/0 no cert, and IP address 200.1.1.1 255.255.255.0, and let me check the connectivity. Do ping 200.1.1.2. Ping is working. For internet access, let me configure one default route, IP.0.0.0 0.0.0 F1/0, and next of IP address 200.1.1.2. Now let me ping internet 8.8.8, ping 8.8.8. Now I am expecting the reachability, and you can see there is reachability, right? I am able to access internet from router number 1. Now let me configure the LAN interface F0/0 no cert. On the physical interface, just I run no cert command. That's it. I'm going to tell you the best solution here, don't worry. Done. No cert. And then let me create the sub interface F0/0.1. and IP address. We cannot configure the IP address here until and unless you will configure the encapsulation protocol. 10.1.1. Let's say 100 255.255.255.0. You can see I'm not able to configure the sub interface without defining the encapsulation protocol ISL or .1q. So let me say encapsulation .1q for VLAN 10 for an example, and then I'm saying IP address 10.1.1.100 and 255.255.255.0. Exit. Then interface f0/0.2. App configure what here .1, okay, .2, and encapsulation .1q for VLAN 20, and IP address let's say 20.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Exit. Now so IP interface brief exclude unassigned. You can see the IP address on both sub interfaces are configured correctly, and from the LAN interface now I can try to reach internet. Ping 8.8.8.8 and source f0/0.1. let's say ping is not working. Ping will not work because I have not configured the NAT here. Very quickly let me implement the NAT as well. For NAT configuration, what I will do, I will create the access control list, IP access list, let's say number 10, and permit number 10, access list number 10, access list number 10, permit, and for an example any, I'm matching any source, and then interface f1/0, say IP NAT outside. Exit. Then interface f0/0.1 IP NAT inside, and then interface f0/0.2 again IP NAT inside, and finally let me configure the NAT. IP NAT inside source, match source from list number 10 and translate it into the IP address which is running on f1/0, and to enable PAT let me say overload. Done. Now let me check the connectivity to internet from the LAN interface. Ping 8.8.8 and source f0/0.1, and you can see ping is working. Now my LAN users are able to access internet. Now let me access the PC, and from the PC on PC first of all let me configure IP 10.1.1.1/24, and the gateway is 10.1.1.100. Now what do you think, will PC access internet? Ping 8.8.8.8. Ping 8.8.8.8. What happened? 10.1.1.100 is not reachable. Router IP address. So IP interface brief exclude unassigned. What was the IP here? 10.100 on f0/0.1, and here I have configured the wrong IP. Here also I can correct the IP. Interface f0/0.2 IP address I'm configuring 20.1.1.100 255.255.255.0, and see PC is not able to guys access the internet, right? From the PC now I'm going to ping the gateway. Ping 10.1.1.100. You can see gateway is not reachable. If you will enable the debugging for ICMP on the router, debug IP ICMP and ping. Now here you can see on router 1 we are not able to see any ICMP packet because switch is not performing any tagging. It is forwarding normal traffic, right? It is forwarding. If you will capture this link, you will find the normal traffic here, but router f0/0.1 where the IP address 10.1.1.100 is running is responsible to handle the VLAN 10 traffic. So run interface f0/0.1. You can see this interface is handling VLAN 10 traffic. Encapsulation .1q for VLAN 1, right? Now if I'm going to ping again from the PC, here you can see it is generating the broadcast message, ARP request message. PC is generating ARP request message, but router is not responding, right? That means PC is not able to resolve the MAC address of gateway ARP-A. ARP only. Yes, you can see ARP table is empty, nothing is there. So why it's happening? Why we have issue here? The issue is there because switch is not performing tagging, right? So guys, if I have a single unmanageable switch, then what can be the solution? Solution can be, you can add one more link here between router 1 and this unmanageable switch. You can add one more link. Right now on the router you have two interfaces, two sub interface, f0/0 dot 1 and f0/0 dot 20. This interface will handle the VLAN 10 traffic, and this interface will handle the VLAN 20 traffic, but switch is not performing any tagging. From the router, can I ping to PC? Again, no. From the router also you can note ping to the PC, ping 10.1.1.1. You can see ping is not working. Right? Why we are not able to ping? Because when you will ping to this IP address, right, router will check the routing table. So IP route and 10.1.1.1. in the routing table you can see this network is directly connected. This network is directly connected with distance 0, matrix 0, on which interface? On f0/0.1, and f0/0.1. on this interface we have configured .1q encapsulation protocol for VLAN 10, right? So as tagging is not working, see in the capturing, when router is forwarding the ARP request message, right? Source IP address is 10.100 and destination IP address is 10.1.1. if you will open it, here you can see the .1q header is there, right? .1q header is there, but when PC is generating the ARP request message from the PC, if I will show you the ARP request message, let me take you to PC, and from the PC if I am going to again ping, you can see the ARP request here. Here you will not find any encapsulation header, .1q header. You can see that is the issue here, right? My switch is not performing the tagging. That's why LAN users are not able to access the PC. How to fix? What can be the solution? Solution can be, first solution, you can have one more unmanageable switch, and then you can use two physical port on the router. Definitely you have to use two port on the router, right guys? Most of the time in the production, this is the reason why we are using here L3 switch, right, or L2 manageable switch, so that we can configure the VLAN for the segmentation, right? In this case, what I have to do, I have to configure one more link here on router number 2. I have to connect one more link between router and switch. Say no interface f0/0.1 and no interface f0/0.2, and then show IP interface brief. Now you can see the IP is removed. We have only one interface configured, this one. And let me connect one more link here, a router to unmanageable switch. Okay, and now let me take you to router again and configure this interface f1/1, say no set, and IP address. Here I will configure IP from 20 subnet 20.1.1.100 255.255.255.0, and on f0/0 interface f0/0 no set and IP address 10.1.1.100 255.255.255.0. Now show IP interface brief exclude unassigned. Now you can see here we have, guys, two LAN interfaces, right? One LAN interface f0/0 is handling department 1 traffic, and this interface is handling the traffic of department 2. Now from the PC1, if I am going to ping this IP address, the gateway, now you can see ping is working. Now ping is working, and even I can access the internet. Ping 8.8.8.8. you can see there is reachability. Wait, okay, ping is not working because we have not configured the inside interface. Go to router 1, say interface range f0/0 and f1/1, and say IPNAT inside, IPNAT inside. Go to PC and check the connectivity. Now you can see I'm able to access internet like this. Department 2 users, let's say PC3 IP 20.1.1.1/24 and 20.1.1.100. Done, and let me ping 8.8.8.8. So now you can see both the departments are able to access internet, right? So this was simple Topology, can we configure, simple question, can I configure router on a stick without VLAN? Answer is no, you cannot configure, right? Or question can be, can I configure router on a stick with a unmanageable switch? Again answer is no, right? Solution, you can have two unmanageable switch, or you can have at least two link between router and unmanageable switch. And guys, there are many more concepts inside this topology, right? If you are a network engineer working in the industry or planning to become a network engineer, and you are lacking in these types of basic concepts like the VLAN concept, sub interface concepts, or the flows, packet flow, right? Because these are the basic concepts of or basic network design, right? Or basic configuration. And even the question was very basic, right? The interviewer were just trying to check the knowledge of my student, right? But the student is still learning my CCNP course, right? He is still joining the classes every day, live classes. He has not completed the course till now, so that's why he like answer the wrong answer, he given the wrong answer in the interview. But I am expecting once I will finish the course, his CCNP course, he will be able to answer to the interviewer whenever anyone is going to ask these types of questions. And if you are also someone who want to master the enterprise network, who want to learn the complete enterprise network, large enterprise network, or a small, medium, each types of networks from the zero, you can check my CCNA and CCNP course once, right? Visit my website pmnetworking.in and check my combo course of CCNA plus CCNP once. And if you think that yes, it can be beneficial for me, enroll yourself. Definitely you can take your networking skill to the next level in just 2 to 3 months, right? 3 months, not 2 months. 2 months is not sufficient, but within 3 months you can have next level of knowledge in the networking, right? Even once someone is completing my CCNA plus CCNP combo course, all are able to measure a remarkable improvement in his technical skills. And if you are also someone who is struggling in the industry, who is struggling with the basic concepts of networking, or maybe with the advanced concepts of networking, you should also check my combo course once. And before enrolling, right, must check some videos on my YouTube channel, on PM Networking YouTube channel, just to check the language of trainer, right? I will be the only trainer, so this is very important, that my language is fine for you, you are able to understand my language. If you are not able to understand my language properly, right, or it's difficult for you to understand what I am saying, then guys, you can try the another trainer, right? Because it is very important, right? First of all, language should be very comfortable, and if you are comfortable with my language, then you can enroll and leave everything on me, right? It's my responsibility how to take your networking skill to the next level. That's all for today, guys. If you have learned something from this video, please hit on like button. If you are new on the channel, please subscribe this channel. We'll meet soon in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.